Well, 100 years ago today, a New Brunswick Episcopal priest and a church choir member were murdered in what would become one of the most famous crime cases of the 20th century. News 12's Brian Donahue has a look at a new exhibit and a play that explores the legacy of the case known as the Halls Mills murders.
An unsolved murder with jilted lovers and a lurid affair. It's right here in Franklin. I mean, it captures the imagination.
Over the past century, the nation has become used to sensational crime cases like the Lindbergh baby kidnapping or the O.J. Simpson trial. But up until September 14th, 1922, there may have never been anything like the Halls Mills murders case. The bodies of Edward Wheeler Hall, an Episcopal priest in New Brunswick, and Eleanor Mills, a member of his choir with whom he was having an affair, found side by side under a tree on an abandoned Franklin Township farm. Hall's wife, Frances Noel Stevens, two brothers and a cousin, all from wealthy families, were accused of plotting and committing the murders. They were acquitted in a 1926 trial marked by sensational national media coverage. No one was ever convicted, and 100 years later, fascination with the case endures. This exhibit at the Franklin Township Public Library includes just some of the many books written about the case over the decades, along with artifacts and photos from the case and trial itself.
It was lurid, it was scandalous, it was unusual for its time. The police made lots of mistakes.
And a few miles away in New Brunswick, at the church that lay at the center of the case, the Church of St. John the Evangelist, an even more dramatic and compelling re-examination of the story is taking place.
In a sense, this story is like a classic New Jersey crime story, right? But I think that we give sometimes up here too much of a hat tip to the gangsters.
It's an immersive play based on the case entitled Thou Shalt Not. It's performed in the very church where Hall preached and Mills sang.
It's a thin place where you can feel the story very alive. And so it's disturbing even for people who don't believe in ghosts.
The play focuses on the life of the daughter of Mills, the slain mistress, who became a pariah in the church, and it explores themes that were missed in the breathless, lurid media coverage of the day and in many of the books written since. The abuse of power, violence against women, and the rippling toll a murder like this takes on those left behind.
All of those things need to be looked at, understood, explored, and not just not sneered at or snickered at.
For most of a century, the murders were a topic congregants here were discouraged by church leadership from ever talking about. Now, this church is not just joining the never-ending conversation about the Halls Mills murders, but leading it into places it should have long gone. I'm Brian Donahue. That's Positively New Jersey.
The play is produced by Thinkery and Verse Productions. It opens Saturday night and runs Thursdays, Fridays, and Saturdays until October 8th.